Now, there's something very wrong with this picture, and it's not the arm. You wanna know what it is? Where are the killer's stitches?
We're looking at a perfect profile of his face, so we can't see the stitches.
That's not true, because look, we can see part of his eye socket from the other side. It's slightly angled.
Silence! I assume because it would have been bad had the police found it during their investigation. Well, Mr. Wright, you've been quiet for a while now.
This is too much. Isn't there anything I can do? Anything I can attack at all? I have to try. I have to find something else.
What will you do now, Mr. Wright? Do you plan to...
I plan to expose a clearly shaky place in Mr. Powers' testimony.
What? There's still another one?
There is indeed, Your Honor, and it's quite a questionable point.
What are you trying to pull? Oh, well, we can't have that. Alright, well...
I guess I can do this anyway. There was one thing in Mr. Powers' testimony that was very unclear, and that is the identity of the person who received the bear. He gave something to the person inside the room. I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm. As long as we don't know who the person who took the bear, we can't be sure of... Oh!
Well, what is it, Mr. Powers? If you're going to scream like that, at least give us a good reason why.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Actually, so, I remembered. I remembered who took the bear. What?
Really?
I mean, I only saw his arm, but the arm. It was the Nickel Samurai's arm, I swear it! Yeah, we probably should have done this one first. We kind of...
What did I say?
I'm sorry, I thought...
What did
Listen, we needed to do them both anyway. We needed to do them both anyway, we just did them slightly out of order. I'm sorry. You've got to be kidding!
Are you sure of that, Mr. Powers?
Yeah, I'm sure it was the Nickel Samurai.
Order! I'll have a number 6, a number 9, a number 9 large.
2 numbers. To
the tune of,
yeah, the fucking Big Smoke or whatever.
It looks like you've dug your own grave yet again.
How many times is that today? I've lost count.
So the person who took in this little bear was the Nickel Samurai. And as we all know, Matt Ungard is the Nickel Samurai. Thanks to the defense, we've made it that all the clearer. Or it could be Adrian dressed as the Nickel Samurai. I think we've heard enough. We now know why this bear figure was at the defendant's mansion, as well as who it was that received the bear from the assassin in his room. Everything has become very clear. The client who hired the assassin to commit the murder was Mr. Matt Ungard. I see no reason for this trial to continue. Therefore, I will now hand down my verdict. Thank you, Your Honor, for your understanding. You see, Mr. Wright, you could not win against the truth, could you?
I knew it would turn out this way. After all, what Edgeworth has stated is the truth.
Any last objections, Mr. Wright?
Well, do I? What should I do? I mean, we have to.
We have to stall.
Yeah. There is only one way for me to drag this trial out. The only thing I have left is one dirty trick. Your Honor, right now we have these 2 reasons to believe my client is the assassin's client. Reason number 1, he accepted a bear figurine from the assassin. Reason number 2, that very same figurine was found at the Ungard mansion. However, it's possible that this is all work of a certain other person.
Is he going to try and direct it back to Adrian?
Maybe.
What are you saying?
What am I saying? What I'm saying is, if it's possible a different person is the killer's real client.
The real client?
Yes.
Is this all you have? Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your theory. Who do you say is the killer's real client and therefore the real murderer?
It's not gonna let me say, but I guess it's wanting me to pin Adrian again?
Adrian Andrews?
Yes, we already know that she tried to frame Matt and Gar for the crime. By wearing a spare nickel samurai costume.
Sorry.
That's alright. Then the nickel samurai arm that I saw? That could have very well been Miss Andrews.
But what about Mr. On-Guard?
If you would please recall yesterday's testimony, the defendant was taking a nap during the break period.
That's right. Then, finding this figure at Mr. On-Guard's mansion?
It was a well-laid trap set by Miss Andrews.
Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion on this? I can't even begin to count the flaws in the defense's logic. Besides which, there is no evidence to support it. However, I can't fully discount its possibility either.
What is with this trial? Come on, anyone can tell On Guard did it. I can't believe the defense would go so far as to pin the guilt on someone else. Yeah, unbelievable. It's not something petty, it's a murder of all things. This is to save Maya, Even if the whole world turns against me, this is one fight I can't give up on.
Even me, I was like, really?
Yeah.
Fucking really? Order, order, order. All disruptive parties will be forced to leave the courtroom. Your Honor. For the benefit of the defense, I am willing to play along with his what-if game. His what-if game, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution is prepared to challenge the defense's theory. Mr. Wright, even you must have thought it strange and wondered. Why would the criminal want this little wooden bear?
He's right. The killer did specifically bring that bear to the On Guard right away. Why do you ask? Is there something special about it?
Absolutely. And I'm sure that once the court knows its significance, the true killer's identity will become crystal clear. Your Honor, the prosecution calls upon a witness who will clear all doubts against Miss Andrews. And who would that be? It's quite simple, Your Honor. Miss Adrian Andrews.
Yeah.
Herself. I...
Well, you took a shot in the dark and you were right.
Yeah. I see. Well then, the court will take a short 10-minute recess. The prosecution will prepare its witness in that time. Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, I knew it was a good idea to hold her hostage. Don't you agree, Mr. Lawyer? But I never thought in your desperation, you tried to pin the guilt onto Adrian.
I swear this demon will pay.
Mr. Nick,
Pearls? Where's Mia?
I don't know. A really strong power suddenly caught her away.
A really strong power?
Oh, Mr. Nick, your phone is...
It's from Gumshoe. How is it going? Oh, sorry.
How's it going? Have you been hanging in there, pal?
Yeah, sort of. We just barely found something to latch onto.
Phew, that's good, pal.
And what about you? Anything yet? Have you figured out where the killer and Maya are?
We still don't have any leads, but...
What? We don't have any more time!
if we just had one, even a single clue would be really helpful.
I was only able to come this far because I kept thinking to myself, gotta keep the trial going until Maya's been rescued. But I just run out of luck this time. Have I just run out of luck this time? Is all this hope for naught? A tent. Huh? A tent? Oh, it is Mia.
I could see a circus tent.
Mia?
It looks like Maya was unconscious until just a few minutes ago. As soon as she woke up, she called for me.
So it was Maya that called you away.
She's locked in a dusty little room right now, but I could see a circus tent outside the window about 300 feet away.
Gumshoe! Is there a circus in town right now?
There's only one, pal. The very big circus.
Maya's somewhere within 300-foot radius of the main tent.
What? Okay, hold on a sec, pal. Hey, draw a circle on that map. About a 300-foot radius from the main tent. Hurry.
And
And?
I could see a mailbox under the window, just outside.
Gumshoe, there's also a mailbox.
Okay, what else?
What else, Mia?
I'm sorry, but it was a very small window. I couldn't see anything else. It felt like I was in an old office building, maybe the 3rd floor or so.
Okay.
I heard her. An old office building. Good stuff, pal. Okay, just hang in there. Just a little longer, pal. Wish us luck.
Good luck.
Did they take her back to the fucking,
Acro's room?
I don't know.
No, because that's a lot closer to the main tent than 300 feet.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
But still, that's...
it's somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll call you later, so don't let your battery die, okay, pal?
Maya's not hurt, right?
She's in a pretty bad state, Phoenix. She's being starved.
Come true, please hurry.
Looks like we're out of time. Are you alright, Phoenix?
It's only a matter of time before Maya's rescued. I can do this. I just have to make this trial last a little longer.
Court will now reconvene. The killer, the man who murdered the victim, handed this to his client. From this, one obvious question arises. Why this particular item? I believe the answer to that question will provide us with the name of the real culprit. Now then, the prosecution calls the defendant's manager, Adrian Andrews, to the stand. Currently, the witness is accused of tampering and obstruction of justice. However, you have been called to the witness stand today to ascertain who exactly is guilty of murder.
I understand.
Very good. Now, have you ever seen this bear before, Miss Andrews?
Of course I have.
You have seen it before. That's right. It's only natural that the witness has. And Miss Andrews, could you please enlighten the court to this bear's secrets?
Alright. Why does she... Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. At its center is a small cavity with just enough room to store a small item. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. You really can't tell that it's a small jewelry box just by looking at it.
Oh, I thought it was just part of the design aesthetic, just to have it have, like, little notches and stuff along it.
I guess it's a puzzle box.
I fucking hate puzzle boxes. Not like, I mean, these ones,
Yeah.
like 3D puzzles are one thing, but, you know, puzzle boxes, on the other hand, you have to fit the certain little things into to perfectly match them.
I'm actually pretty good at those.
Yes, I know. I hate them because I'm terrible at them.
I'm sorry.
They're annoying. So this figurine, it's a container of sorts, is it?
Yes. Looks can be deceiving, wouldn't you agree?
Yes, this is superb craftsmanship. Oh, yes, I nearly forgot. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
It looks like there really was something to that bear after all.
So, did he put the payment inside of it to, like,
You already paid him.
Oh.
A puzzle? That's right.
Well, it looks like an ordinary figurine.
True enough. To people who don't know, I'm sure they would never guess this was a puzzle. So what kind of puzzle is this exactly? So you can take it apart? And how would one go about doing that? Well, first you turn its tail to the right, then push it in.
Oh, yes, I see.
After that, the arms and legs are free to move, so they can be removed.
Oh, this is most interesting.
A boy and his new toy. It's like he's a 5-year-old all over again.
Oh, don't mind me. Go ahead and carry on.
I think he's lost it.
So what do you find after you take the puzzle apart?
And how do you know about this? I know because I was the one who bought it. Huh? It was a souvenir from when a friend and I went to Switzerland.
Then this is a present from you?
That's right. It was a puzzle in the shape of a bear, so I thought it would be a perfect fit for Juan. So it was a present to Miss Andrews.
Witness, let's continue with your testimony.
So who exactly knew how to solve this puzzle? Only the two of us, Juan and myself. It was a souvenir from Switzerland, so I doubt there are many people with the same bear in this country.
But this looks like it could be easily broken. Especially if someone wanted to get at what's inside.
Well, it's a toy, but it can never be the same once it's broken. Who else knows that this bear is actually a small container or a jewelry box? I never told anyone. As long as Juan never told anyone either, then only the two of us know. Two of you, huh? Then of course that means Mr. On Guard didn't know, right? I think this is all about I'm gonna get for now.
Updated bear figurine report.
Jeez.
Well, Mr. Wright, I think even you have come to realize that there is one very important fact we have uncovered, and that is this. This bear is actually a jewelry box. Now that we have agreed to this point, there's only one logical question that can come next, and that is this. What is inside the box?
What's in
box,
the box,
man?
What's in the box?
What's inside? That's right. That's what we are going to find out next. Witness,
Yes?
you are the only one who can open this. Please.
There's a painful silence hanging over the courtroom. All eyes are on Miss Andrews now as she solves the puzzle and takes the bear apart. I've opened it. Is this what you wanted?
well, what is that? It looks like a note.
I don't think we need to guess on what that is, do we, Mr. Wright? It's the suicide note.
The suicide note?
The suicide note left by Juan Corda's former manager, Celeste Impax. Until now, no one knew of its whereabouts, but just as we suspected, it was hidden. Hidden by the victim, Juan Corda himself. It seems Celeste Impax had very beautiful handwriting, and she just as beautifully signed her own name on this document. This is most definitely the note she left right before she committed suicide.
Oh, sorry, I see you.
Order! Witness, did you know about this?
Yes, I did. I heard all about it from Juan. When I discovered his body, I looked for the bear. I wanted to destroy the note before it became public, but I couldn't find it anywhere.
Because it had already been taken by the killer. Everything is going at Mr. Edgeworth's pace. So now that the suicide note has been found, what's the next logical question?
What is written on the note?
That's right. At least, that's what I would think. Now then, I believe it is only appropriate the contents of this note being made known.
I can't stop you, can I? I went through so much just to get my hands on it, and when I was going to burn it, for her sake.
I'm deeply sorry, but I can't allow you to persuade me to stop. Your Honor, if you could please read the contents of the note aloud.
Very well.
The judge's voice rang loud and clear through the deadly silent courtroom. In her note, Celeste Impax left a record of all that had happened to her, about being used and then thrown away by Engard, about being engaged to Corda and Engard's role in destroying that, and about how she decided, in her despair, to end it all.
Oh, I figured they'd be a little bit more specific about it.
Yeah, I thought so too.
And that's all Miss Impax had to say.
There is one thing I would like to say here. The prosecution has no interest in slandering Mr. Engard.
Then what?
Our intention, Your Honor, is to establish a motive for murder. Isn't that correct, witness?
Yes. On the night of the murder, Juan was going to make the contents of the note public. After the post-ceremony show, he was going to hold a press conference.
My word.
Matt Engard values, above all else, his refreshing like a spring breeze image, which is why he had to stop this note from being made public. At any cost. It's...
That's one of the audience members.
Oh.
At this time... fuck. I couldn't read fast enough. How terrible, what a selfish person! I guess there are slimeball Larrys out there who will defend these creeps too.
There is no room for doubt here. Mr. Dick Killer's client's goal was to obtain this suicide note. And the only person who needed this note that badly is the defendant. Let's not forget that the bear with the note inside was found at the defendant's house.
It seems that we have come to the truth at last. The defendant's motives were entirely selfish. He deserves no sympathy from anyone.
How am I supposed to escape from this one?
No hesitation, Phoenix. Gosha hasn't called yet, so you know what you must do.
I know. I have to carry on and buy some more time. Okay, there are 2 deadly pieces of evidence. The figurine and the suicide note. Maybe somehow I can find a way out of this situation through one of those.
The gavel's already in the judge's hand. Phoenix, hurry!
The suicide note or the figurine? Which one of these should I pursue?
Well,
I saved, so we can go with either one.
we already dealt with the figurine, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a puzzle box. Not much can be driven more from that, but how would Matt know that the note was in it, right? If only Miss Andrews and Juan knew.
They're the only 2 that knew how to solve it, and therefore I guess they're the only ones that would know that it was actually a puzzle box that would... Oh, yeah!
So
That's very true.
yeah.
And, I mean, the note, I don't know what else there is to do with the note. Like, it's just... It is what it is.
Yeah. Please wait, Your Honor. Oh man, look at that lawyer. He's still going at it? It's like he doesn't care that he's trying to get a killer off the hook.
I'm not trying to get a killer off the hook. I'm just trying to stall so they can find the hostage victim.
This assassin took this with him from the crime scene after murdering Mr. Corda. At the request of his client, of course.
So, what's your point, Mr. Wright?
I don't think it's possible that Mr. the Killer's client was mad on guard. In fact, I think there is a contradiction here. You can't tell by just looking at this bear it's really a jewelry box. The chances that Matt and Guard thought the note was inside this bear are 0 to none.
Oh, I didn't think of it that way.
Exactly. But I did think of it that way, and I thought it was rather strange. After all, there is no reason why Mr. Guard would want a jewelry box like this.
Order. You make a valid point, Mr. Wright. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion?
It was just a flash, but I think I did rather well on this one.
Unfortunately, I think he believes differently. I believe a show of appreciation is in order.
Huh?
The defense seems to be in love with wishing more despair upon itself. I would like to direct the court's attention to this.
What is that?
It is a very small video camera, Your Honor. This type of camera is commonly used as a means of spying.
Spying?
What the... I thought that spy camera was in my possession.
Matt Ungard and the victim both thought of the other as their biggest rival. They even went so far as to use this type of item to find each other's weaknesses.
And?
The victim, Juan Correa, was being spied on. His personal life was being watched by none other than Matt Ungard.
Order! Ahem. Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor?
you don't tell me you knew about your client's spying activities.
Well, sort of.
Sort of is not an acceptable answer, Mr. Wright.
I see you are confused, Mr. Wright. You're probably thinking, but I had the camera that was in that stuffed bear's eye. But this camera that I have is not that same one. Last night, I searched the victim's house on a hunch. Using this...
Come choose Bug Sweeper.
By the way, Mr. Wright, the defendant's fingerprints were found on this camera.
Matt Ungard's fingerprints were on there?
Well, Phoenix, it looks like those cameras were hidden all over the place, huh?
What am I supposed to say to that evidence?
I think this is the end. It's fairly obvious that Mr. Ungard learned of the suicide note through this. He was watching the victim all along.
He got me good this time.
What if it wasn't him? What if it was the assassin who was watching him to make sure he had habits that he could exploit?
I don't have anything to counter that.
But the what if theory, you gotta go with the what if.
Now what's this lawyer thing? Sorry, these I can't pause these. Mommy, is that bad guy the killer? Whatever. Just stop, don't look at him. The way he's sweating is just so ew, nasty.
Phoenix,
Yes, Chief?
have you figured out what you're going to do next yet?
What I'm going to do next? Is running away like a frightened child work?
I know it seems like Mr. Edgeworth is very close to putting the lid on this case, but in his eagerness to prove his point, he forgot one very important thing.
Well, what is that, Mia?
There's a piece of evidence that he really should investigate.
Something he should investigate?
I would really hate to see the good prosecutor get scolded for not remembering to look into the item when he had the chance.
Why are you speaking in riddles all of a sudden?
Alright, I think it's time we finally understand everything. Well, Mr. Wright, you don't have any further objections, do you?
What is this piece of evidence that May is talking about? Say, because I'm not sure either.
Yeah.
Can I figure out that still needs to... Okay, present evidence. I have an objection, Your Honor.
That was about the weakest objection I've ever heard, Mr. Wright.
Your Honor, the defense has no intention of letting this go so easily.
You are beginning to sound desperate.
That's just your imagination, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, this is not like you at all.
Hmm?
In your eagerness to prove your point, you've forgotten one very important thing.
Hey, isn't that what I just said?
So you're telling me that I forgot something?
You're so close, Mr. Edgeworth. But there's something that you really should examine about this piece of evidence. I can't save, so... if I get it wrong, I'm just gonna reload from where I was.
Okay.
The transmitter?
Maybe...
I
don't know what else it could be. Can't be that. Can't be that. I don't think this has anything to do with anything. Credit card...
Well, Mr.
That doesn't seem to be right. Whoops, don't save.
Did you just show the credit card receipt?
No, I showed the transmitter.
Oh.
Whoops.
But I think the item that should be examined is the defense's gray matter.
Okay. Load
Yikes.
the save.
What'd you test just there?
That was the transmitter.
Oh.
Okay. Present evidence. Gotta skip through this.
Mm.
Yes, yes, you little animation. Okay, save closer to where I was. That was not it.
What is it that he should have examined when he had the chance? I don't.
No. Okay.
Is it the other camera?
I only have the one.
Well, yeah, but he's got one too. So
Yeah, I know, but I can't present that because I don't have it.
I know. I mean the one that you have. Is it?
I already presented that.
Oh. And you did the transmitter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Okay. I don't know why that would be the thing, but I was kind of.
It was causing weird radio interference, something or other. I don't know.
No. I don't know why.
What?
What?
There's
What?
impacts to suicide note.
What?
Right?
What?
What?
What? That
Why are we?
Okay, let's see where this leads. Who knows? I mean, sure, this suicide note was found inside this bear, but this bear was in my possession until only a few moments ago. Which means... the handwriting on the suicide note has yet to be analyzed.
Oh.
So, as to whether this pivotal piece of evidence was really written by Miss Impact or not, that is yet to even be remotely confirmed. I guess that's a good point. I mean, we don't want to stall on your time.
I mean, yeah, but
Whoops, we didn't see what the judge said.
she interrupted before.
Mr. Wright, are you saying the suicide note is a fake? Miss Andrews, you were the one who tried to pin this murder on Mr. On Guard. Who's to say you didn't create a fake suicide note and put it into this bear? How dare you?
Your Honor, the defense is indiscriminately accusing the witness again. There is no evidence linking the witness to the suicide note whatsoever.
But if this is a fake, then the witness is the only person who could have made it.
What?
Recall the witness's testimony concerning the figurine. The only person other than the victim who could solve the puzzle was the witness herself. Ah!
Because of glasses.
Miss Andrews, you wrote this note, didn't you? You wrote it so you could use it to frame Matt on guard. I didn't know such thing.
Right. If you're going to pronounce the suicide note a fake, then show this court some evidence to support your theory.
Mr. Edgeworth, you were the one who presented this scrap of paper as evidence. That means the burden of proof lies with you, the prosecution.
Ugh. That's enough. Children, shut the fuck up for a second. Mr. Edgeworth, can you confirm the handwriting on this suicide note? And as the defense has stated, the handwriting has yet to be analyzed. If that's the case, it seems that yet again we have reached a point where the verdict is impossible. That's impossible! This isn't good, Phoenix.
The judge is going to carry the trial over one more day. I don't think Maya will physically be able to make it another day.
I didn't want to have to do this, but I don't have a choice. I request that both the prosecution and defense further investigate.
Handwriting analysis, my butt. That's just a lawyer trying to buy more time. Guard is guilty. Look, any idiot can tell you that.
I think we've reached the end of the line.
Guilty. 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 I think they're chanting, so we should say it together. Guilty. 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 Guilty.
What is that sound?
It's Gumshoe. Hello? Gumshoe? What is with him? What's that sigh? Where's Maya? What happened to the killer?
He got away.
What?
I'm sorry, pal. I really am. I don't know what to say, besides I'm sorry. I wish there was some way to make it up to you. I really do.
Anyway, what's going on?
We found his hideout, pal. But the two of them were already gone. This is terrible. I'm going to keep looking for them, pal. Don't you worry. I just need a little more time.
But
Don't tell me we don't have any more.
Guilty, 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 guilty. Well, in the next episode, we'll find out what happens, I guess.
Do we get more time, or is the judge just gonna call it here?
I do.
What?
See you guys next time. Bye.